Hello, creative friends, and welcome to the Stamping Squad. My name is Cheryl Dorsey. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I want to welcome you to my channel today. Today, I have a really cute little gift card holder for you. And you see, there's a little piece in here where you can write your message, and then the gift card just fits right behind it, slips right in like this. Isn't that adorable? We're using one of my favorite bundles, and that is the Penguin Place. I love these little penguins, so cute. As a matter of fact, a couple of weeks ago, I did another video with a Hershey Nugget project where I used this set. So I will link to that right up here in the corner, and you can go check out that video as well. So this is a stamp set. Then it also comes with a punch, where you can punch out the body of the penguin. It makes it really easy to make these cute little images. Okay, so let me show you what we need for today's project. Actually, let me just explain this one a little bit. This paper was from the celebration, the last celebration that we had, and I used Balmy Blue. So I'm going to set that aside. We're going to do something a little bit different today, and then hang around at the end. I'll show you a couple more that I made with different papers. So to do this, we need a piece of designer series paper that is 4.5 by 6 inches. And this is from the package with the 2022 to 2024 in color paper, and this is Parakeet Party. So I wanted to use that color today. I think it's kind of a fun, bright and cheerful color. We also need a piece of cardstock. Again, this is Parakeet Party, 2.25 by 3.5, and then another piece of the Parakeet Party, 1.25, 2.125, and we need a piece of white cardstock, 2 inches by 3.25 inches. Now we're also going to need just a few other things, just a little scrap of the Parakeet Party. This is a scrap of, I want to say the name right, hold on. The name of that paper is the Glimmer 12 by 12 specialty paper. And let me show you, it's in the current mini catalog. There's Evening Evergreen, and then there's the white that I'm using today, and also gold in it. That is some beautiful paper. I have used it on several projects. We also need a scrap of white and a scrap of black to make our penguin. So let me just set this aside for a minute. And the first thing we're going to do is take this piece of paper, and we're going to use a die. That's the beauty of this project. You don't have to cut, and you don't have to score. It's all done for you with this fabulous die, which is called the Mini Pocket Envelope die. It is in the annual catalog. So we are going to run it through just like that. Before I do that, I want to also show you the other dies that come in the set. So some little leaves. These two things actually make a bow. Some other little shapes that you could use to decorate your mini pocket once you complete it. And there is one other one, this one, because I'm going to also use this one today. All right, let me set that aside. And I am going to go ahead and run this through real quick. And I'm sure you're going to hear my machine clunking right along as I do this. But I will be back in view in just a moment. Okay. Here we go. Ta-da! Isn't that great? It makes it so easy. Just run it through, and there you have your base. And it also puts score lines on it for you. So I'm just going to burnish these score lines. And one on this side. I love this paper. The other side would be so cute too with the polka dots. But today we're going to go with plaid. Okay. Ta-da! How easy is that? And you could use whatever kind of adhesive you want to close this. I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue today. If you're using liquid glue, you just want to make sure that you're being kind of careful here, not using a huge amount, because you don't want to glue your pocket shut, right? You do want to be able to get your gift card and your little note in there. So I'm just barely squeezing that. And then I'm simply going to fold this over like this. And I am going to press it down. There we go. I like to do that first because then that's going to give it a chance to dry before we actually start slipping things in here. So let me set that right over here. Then let's go ahead and do our little enclosure. All we have to do is adhere this piece of basic white to the piece of Parakeet Party. Again, I'm going to use my liquid glue, my favorite adhesive. It's very forgiving, and you can put it on really fast. And it dries really fast, too. It gives me a little wiggle room. If I don't get that down exactly where I want it, I can move it around just a little bit. So there we have that. Then, remember this scrap? So I took this die and ran it through. Got this. Okay, so we're going to need that little piece. And why don't we go ahead, and actually I am going to go ahead and adhere these together, because sometimes I get a lot of little pieces out here, and it's too many little pieces. And you know what? I'm going to trim this down just a little bit. Let me measure it again and see if it really is the measurements that I said it was. So, it's supposed to be, this is 2 1/8. That's right. 2 1/8 is right. And it's supposed to be 1 1/4, and this is 1 1/2. So let me bring this back in here. So 1 1/4 is correct. 2 1/8 is correct. So let me trim this down just a little bit, because I didn't trim it correctly. I need to slip about 1/4 of an inch off of there. So let me do that real quick. And we'll be back in business. Okay, that's better. Wow, I knew that wasn't lining up right. Okay, now, liquid glue again. And let's put that on here. You see me sometimes turn things horizontally. I don't know why. It's just easier for me to line things up if I turn it this way. I don't know. I guess everybody has their own little quirks and the way they like to do things. So that's the way I like to do that. All right, so let's use our punch and punch out the pieces of our penguin. And I'm going to use the white and bring it right in here. Punch out the white. I love using punches because I love the way that things just jump out at you. I think that's fun. Okay, and then the black. There we go. Set that aside. We've got that. Perfect. All right, now I do need to stamp all the little pieces and parts on my penguin. So I'm going to grab my Memento Tuxedo black ink and do his eyes. So let me put him down here. Maybe I can see him around my phone here. There we go. And now let's do his beak and his feet. And I'm going to use Daffodil Delight for those. Do his beak first. I love all these little stamps that you use to build and just kind of watch him come to life. I think that's so much fun. We just start with a piece of white and just a few stamps, and it turns into a little penguin. Okay, that's it for the Daffodil Delight. And now I want to do his scarf, and I'm going to use the Parakeet Party for that. Let me grab that, and I also want I'm going to do a little scrap here behind it. because I know the scarf is wider than my actual little cutout piece. So I need something behind that. And let's line that up. Stamp it down. Oh, he's just so adorable. All right. Got that. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue these together so I don't lose anything. The other day I was making a project and I couldn't find, I think it was my dimensionals. I was looking everywhere, and of course they were just underneath something else that was on my work surface. Oh, so while I have this here, I'm also going to go ahead and put him on here. Okay. And there we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this and put it inside here. That's had a little bit of time to dry, like that. And we need to decorate the outside. Oh, one other thing. You know, we had this little scrap, and we were going to stamp Season's Greetings on it, right? And I actually had already done that because I was making some other things earlier, so I'm going to cheat. But you know how to stamp. You've seen me stamp enough things. And I'm just going to trim this, the little angle here, just to make it kind of interesting. And let's get rid of those. There we go. Now, the other thing I want to do is I'm going to, just for fun, wrap a little bit of ribbon around here. I'm just going to tie a knot. Nothing complicated. All right. Now, you could get very fancy and do a really pretty bow if you wanted to, but today I'm going to keep it simple. The little knot, and you can move this around if you want to. Tighten that up there. There we go. And then he's going to go right here. I'm going to move this over just a little bit more, and I'm going to pop him up with dimensionals. So let's get some. Actually, I think I'm just going to use my little ones today. I put a few of those on so he doesn't get squished down. Oops, let's put one there and one there. Okay, and then he's going to go right here. Pull the backing off of those dimensionals. Easier said than done. There we go. Why is it always this easy things that seem to cause a problem? I do not know. That's funny. All right. Well, it's just a couple days after Thanksgiving here in the United States, and I think I did pretty good. I didn't eat too much. It's always such a temptation because all the good food is on the table. Okay. Let's just set our little penguin down right there. And then I want to put this on, and I want it to be kind of overlapping here and then onto the bottom here. So what I'm going to do is, where'd those little dimensionals go? I'm just going to cut a little skinny piece. Actually, a couple little skinny pieces off of here. And I'm going to use those right along the bottom here, because that part needs to be lifted up, and then I'm just going to put a little glue right here so it sticks to. And let me make sure I know what the top and the bottom is. Okay, this is the bottom. And we'll do one more little one here. Okay. We're almost done. I can't wait to show you the other ones. They're so cute. Okay, and then I am going to put just a little bit of glue here. So it will be able to, and it would be good if I took the adhesive off of the back of these. Because otherwise it's not going to stick. There we go. Awesome. Okay. So right there. And then I'm going to trim the tails of this just a little bit. Let me play with it just a little. There we go. So trim that one. And I'll trim this one. Well, I have a little bit of glitter from that ribbon. Okay. There it is. Now, how cute is that? And it's easy. I just love it. I love that die. It makes life so easy. And then just, I can show you here, you would just take a gift card and you can put it right in behind your little note where you're going to wish someone a happy holiday. There we go. That's it. So this is the version with Parakeet Party. And in the beginning, I showed you this one that is Balmy Blue. And then I also have one that is in Sweet Sorbet, one of the other in colors. And then also another in color, Tahitian Tide. So we've got Parakeet Party, Balmy Blue, Tahitian Tide, and Sweet Sorbet. And you notice on the ones I had already made before today, I used this silver mesh ribbon. I think that looks really pretty too. Okay, they're your penguins, your gift card holders. You know, we made these last week at a class that I had here at my house, and everybody loved them. And they're not hard to make, so you could crank out a bunch of these in a hurry. All right, thank you so much for stopping by today. If you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. Send me an email, let me know what you're looking for, and I would be very happy to help you. All right, thank you so much. Bye-bye.